It's winter time and snowing here in beautiful Montana. So today I'm going to talk about some essential gear that's been around for a long time, right now. Thanks for watching this video today. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe before you take off. Also, remember to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Today I'm talking about an essential piece of equipment that's not really a review, it's just more of something that you should have if you're in snowy, cold climates or just wet climates. This is a great piece of equipment to have in your kit. This is something that I grew up with, and I personally have had a few different pairs, but these things last forever, and I will talk about that here in a second. So what I'm talking about today is the Sorel Caribou boots. These boots are awesome. When I grew up, when you said Sorel boots, you thought of the Caribous. There was none of these other more stylish Sorels. It was really the Caribou, and that was their go-to product. That's probably where they got most of their revenue, and for all I know, it's a big chunk of their revenue today. These boots are workhorses. They're a little heavy, but they're waterproof. They're great in the snow, they're great in the rain, they're great in the mud. They will take care of your feet and they'll keep you warm. So before I freeze my patootie off, I'm going to take us back inside and we'll discuss these a little bit more in there because it's like 10 degrees out here and snowing, and you just don't want to listen to me out here. So let's go back inside. So back in the studio here where it's a little bit warmer, let's talk about the Sorel Caribou. So I have a pair that I'm going to show you of mine, and I think this is going to be a real kicker for these boots. These things last. People have them for generations. In fact, I'm going to read you a review that's on Sorel's website to show you just how long people keep these. But take a look at mine. Up close, you saw a little bit of video of them, but these look like a practically new boot probably. I've had these boots for 7 years. You can see that the leather, this waterproof leather upper, the rubber sole, everything looks like brand new. And really all it takes to keep them looking this good are cleaning them, putting a little treatment on the leather once a year or so, and that's about it. You'll also see, and we'll talk about them in a second, but these liners, there's a felt liner and there's now a new wool liner these are interchangeable. These will wear out. This is my second one. The one that came with this was white, and that's pretty typical for these. I was in a pinch one year, and these sell out, especially in the fall, big time. So you get what you can get if you need one. I needed one. I got a black one, and I'm going to wear this one out. But most of them are white, and it's kind of a snow barrier. It kind of grabs the snow before it goes down into your boot if you have an issue. That's that. Boots last great. But let's talk about the boot and go onto the website and just look at Sorel a little bit. My experience with Sorel is kind of like what you would think of a Q-tip being a cotton swab. When you say Sorel, in my mind, you say this boot. This is the boot. However, Sorel has expanded, and now they have different stylish boots and things along those lines, shoes, whatever they may be, slippers. You can see here, I'm going to go in and look at the shop, the winter boots, because that's really what we're focused on. But these men's Caribous, the first two, the Caribou boots and the Caribou wool boots, those really the only difference is the liner, like we talked about a second ago. But there are a ton of different styles you can get now. Really their flagship though, the one that they've had around for years and years, is the Caribou boot. So again, just taking a look at all the different styles that Sorel themselves had. This isn't a review of Sorel, it's just to show you that the days of this boot being the only product that they sold are kind of long gone. They have a lot to offer now. So we'll click into the men's Caribou wool boots because the wool are a little more expensive, but they actually have that wool liner. Looking through the photos, you can see it looks very similar to the one I have and how it fits on the foot, and you know, some neat photos, professionally done, well done. But just the detailed description real quick. Again, waterproof construction, 100% waterproof. This one has a wool liner. Upper is waterproof full grain leather. The insulation is 9mm wool inner boot. The sole is plugged. The outer sole is waterproof with a rubber material. So it is a completely waterproof boot that is a little heavy, a little bulky. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to go hiking a long distance. But these are just wonderful, high-grade winter snow boots. So I mentioned popping into a review. The first review is one that I wanted to take a look at real quick. So this guy says, my father recently passed, and while going through his things, I found his favorite pair of Caribou boots. They are very old, but still in great shape. Took them at my deer camp and wore them. I liked them so much I had to buy myself a new pair. They fit great and are very comfortable. I hope to have mine for as long as Dad did. Thanks for making a product that makes memories. This is really what I focus on when I buy these Caribou boots, is they're going to last a long time. The old adage of the last pair you need to buy. Really, if you take care of these, you should have them for a really long time, unless you live in a climate like Alaska or the Arctic or something where you're wearing them year round. Here in Montana, I wear them 6 to 8 months out of the year, not full time, but when it's snowy outside, that's what I wear. And you can see how they can hold up for me. For a boot that's $120 to $150 on sale, like you saw on the website there, right now is Black Friday deals going on before and after Black Friday. You can get it for about $120. But for a boot that's that much, but you're gonna have for however many years, it's well worth having a pair sitting in your closet. These are a stalwart for me. I bought some LL Bean boots just to not compare because they're different, but they are marketed the same. They both have that waterproof leather, both have the same kind of sole. They're a very similar boot in those aspects and the usage. LL Beans are more for rainy weather, in my personal opinion. They don't have the insulation. Your feet get freezing cold unless you size up and wear thick socks with them. These, you have that wool or felt liner on top of having some thick socks, and that'll give you the opportunity to really have some warm feet in cold climate and them to stay dry. I picked these. I still like my LL Beans. They're fine. They're definitely lighter than these, so that's something to keep in mind. These ones all around for the money, I think, are the best boot for their purpose out there. So a stalwart in the winter boot industry right here. If you are thinking about Sorels, if you're thinking about a winter boot that keep your feet dry, will keep them warm, and you just don't have to worry about them. They're not going to blow out a seal, hopefully. Nothing's 100%, but I haven't heard about that really happening. I have family members that have had these for 30 years, the same pair, and they look worn, but they work great. If that's what you're in the market for, don't hesitate to buy a pair of Sorels. Yes, I still call them Sorels. But Sorel Caribous, they're a great boot and great for you and your family. Thanks for swinging by. Please subscribe before you take off, and until next time.
Here comes the noise, bringing it loud, like a stadium shaking the ground.